Peace, family. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star, and I'm back at y'all again. I would like everybody to make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button, and the notification bell. Today I wanted to talk about reparations as well as the Indian reservations or the Native reservations, in contrast to Black Wall Street and things like that, because people like to. Anytime reparations is brought up, number one, people do not like to bring up Native Americans at all. Number two, they like to compare or just talk about the reservations and how they live on the reservations to make it seem like, oh, is this what you want, right? Basically insinuating that that's how we would live our lives. And I also want to talk about the reparations task force in California. So I'm gonna do both. I'm about to share my screen with y'all and let y'all see this video of these reservations real quick. And again, all reservations ain't like this. I've been on some shitty ones and I've been on some good ones. So again, I'm gonna share my screen real quick and I'm gonna show y'all. But again, if this is how people wants to spend their money, right? That's on them. A person who gets checks every month and use it for whatever they want to use it for. Like I've seen people use their, I've seen people that was looking like they were doing good. I'm not going to say that because I don't know. I wasn't in anybody's bank account, but I'm talking about as far as how their house looked and, their yard and things like that. I've seen people whose stuff looked nice, and I've seen a lot of people whose stuff look like what you're seeing on the screen. But again, I don't like the comparison of this is how we're going to be if we get reparations. That is very disingenuous, and it's a sad comparison because if you want to compare us, you should look at like Black Wall Street, which is again one of my reasons I feel as though they don't want us to give any money because they know we make things happen, right? They know we would make things happen. And again, you have to remember, see, a reservation is separate from other people, right? So again, you don't have normally, right? You don't have, regular Joes living in these Native reservations. These are usually almost 100% natives that live there. Again, during Black Wall Streets, we have to understand that was during like a segregation time, right? So at the end of the day, right, we weren't able to, go to white stores and things like that. So we was kind of forced to buy off each other. And again, if we were in a reservation, that would mean our stores would be there, right? Which would create another Black Wall Street. And again, like I said, they know that we would make something out of nothing at the end of the day. This right here is in South Dakota. Again, I was in Oregon where I seen Native reservations in Chiloquin, and I was in Alaska, right? So again, Barrow, Alaska. So at the end of the day, this is how they want to move, right? Some of them, right? Again, some people feel as though when they get money, because they have money coming every month, some people don't want to work, right? Again, it can make you lazy. It also can make you, go a lot harder, right? And some people do go hard. I'm not going to make it seem like all of them don't go hard, but, at the end of the day, this is an individual situation. And again, I believe that a lot of Black people will actually do good with their money. And this is why, we have, a lot of sabotaging going on when it comes to us trying to get reparations, and a lot of people who try to compare us to natives, or even have that whole argument that comes off when, again, Tariq Nasheed, shout out to him. He did a video with these Karens the other day. Y'all should go check that out. Right. And it's always, soon as it comes to Black people getting money or reparations, no one wants to bring up how the natives get all this stuff. Right. It's always like, oh, I wasn't a slave. My people weren't slave man, or you weren't a slave. And, My people weren't slave masters and this, that, and the third. I came over here in the 1980s. I came over here in the 1970s, such and such and such and such, right? But again, you came over here, but when you pay your federal tax, it goes to these people right here, as you see on the screen, right? And again, nobody complains about that. Nobody ever brings that up in arguments. Nobody ever suggests that, you know what, the natives had enough money, right? They get enough money every month, and we don't need to continue to give our taxes to them. That is never brought up. And again, I think that's very disingenuous to as far as whenever black people's mentioned, like the natives didn't slave us, right? Which is a whole double whammy where our tax dollars go to somebody we didn't harm. And again, some of these people are, when they have kids, whether the kid is 2 months old, first time when, the day he's born, he starts getting benefits. He or she starts getting benefits. And again, that doesn't, they aren't going through the same things that their ancestors went through, which they try to, use as a excuse for us. And, oh, well, you weren't a slave and this, that, and the third. So again, nobody ever wants to, bring up black. See, they like to bring up the reservations without bringing up Black Wall Street, right? And we have, places where, because we don't, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, we don't have any black neighborhoods because we really don't have any, black businesses that, coincide, like a black school, a black owned school with, a black supermarket, a black bank, all in the same situation. So again, right. But we do have black areas that are nice, the same way they have a couple native reservations that are, nice and stuff. You got people who own and run the casinos that, are doing well, right? But again, a lot of them don't use their money right, but nobody says anything about that, right? Nobody says, yo, you know what? A lot of them are wasting their money. Again, I always bring this up. When I was in Alaska, I seen people have 2 snowmobiles and get a big check, and then you buy another snowmobile. Like, bro, you already got 2 that work. Like, why are you buying another one again, right? But your house looked like some of the cribs you just seen, right? Again, that's their issue, right? That's their money. They could do what they want with it. But somehow when it comes to us, it's always critiquing what we should do with our money, what we have to do with our money. Every single black person that gets a check has to do right by it, or we shouldn't get it, right? And that's like, that's very disingenuous as well. So again, I believe that the reason why we don't get it is because they know that Black Wall Streets will be erected, right? Because there is a lot of black people who has ideas, but often can't get them off the ground because of lack of resources, lack of financial equity, and things like that. So again, right, we have the mindset to build and do the things that we want to do. A lot of us just don't have the means to do it, right? Again, we are the poorest people in the country. Again, it just all boils down to, like, the argument of people not wanting to bring up, the native situation when it comes to their money, and all the excuses and the sabotage that come with us trying to receive our benefits. Think about how long the Native Americans been getting their benefits, right? They've been getting their benefits for years and centuries, for real. Let's be for real. So they've been getting it for centuries. Like, we haven't gotten any benefits, and people still cry about us even asking for benefits. Well, you built Black Wall Streets without any you built Black Wall Streets without any money. You should be able to build that again. But again, people don't understand the dynamics of that. We were in, that was like a Jim Crow era of segregation, right? 1920s, like, that was segregation eras. You get what I mean? We were kind of forced to deal with each other. Right now, we're not forced to deal with each other, because you're allowed to still go to Nike, or you're still allowed to go to Adidas, or whoever you want to buy your clothes from that aren't black, or buy anything from that isn't black, right? You're still allowed to do that, which And when you have that option, you rather get it from them again, because let's be honest, right? Normally they're going to have the better quality because they have the money to get the better quality, right? A lot of these people, they get loans that we won't get. You feel what I'm saying? To erect their business. So then they are able to use their money to buy better products. When a person, someone like myself wants to start up a company, right? I have to, I don't have a lot of money to spend on the best quality, right? Or I'm not going to be able to get a whole lot of stuff anyway, right? So then you look at my stuff and say, this is kind of janky, whatever, right? So, and then if I do get good quality, I still got to up the price, because again, I'm not getting it for the same price that Nike is getting their, polyester cotton t-shirts, right? Or their, they got like spandex cotton, you know what I'm saying? Which is good quality tees. But if I can't, if I do get it, right, I'm not going to get it for the low price that they got it for. So again, now I got to mark it up to gain my profit. And then you're looking at me like, yo, bro, you selling a $40, $50 t-shirt. You feel what I'm saying? I can go get me a Nike t-shirt for $30. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, at the end of the day, we get, we get the shit end of the stick because we don't really have any resources, right? So again, Black Wall Street, they were in the Black Wall Streets and all the different Black Wall Streets around the country, they were forced to do the things that they were, that they had to do to build that, right? You were kind of forced to put your minds together and do that. Not saying that ain't nobody doing it now, right? But again, not to that level, because again, people still have the option to, go out. Again, I'm from Whitesboro, New Jersey, right? And George White, he and 7 other investors. This is actually if you go to the museum in Washington, D.C., you'll see it, right? Because I remember my mom went there, was like, yo, Whitesboro was in the museum, in the African American History Museum. And I was like, oh, word. And then she sent me some pictures or whatever. And it was talking about how George White, I already knew George White was the founder, but George White, him and 7 other investors from North Carolina came to New Jersey, right? And bought some land out there and built it up and built up a little town, right? All black town or whatever. That's why I used to always grow up and I used to be like, why is Whitesboro? Ain't no white people live here, right? White people lived in Rio Grande and Cape May Courthouse, which is on the outskirts of Whitesboro, right? But it was all black people lived in there when I was growing up. It wasn't one white family. It was one white lady, but she was messing with a white dude. Her name was Miss Winston. She used to sell candy. But my joint was all white. And listen, you can look this up. You can actually just Google Whitesboro, George White, and all that. Like, it'll come up. And again, and they might have got the idea, and this was back in 1910, I believe, or something like that. And again, there were Wilmington, North Carolina, had a Black Wall Street over there. And, people, this was a thing back then where people was getting together, putting their money together, buying land so they can do what they had to do. But again, like I said, it was kind of a forced situation. So we're not forced right now. So again, we also, that's another reason we want the benefits that the Native Americans get. And a lot of people always say, well, it should be a one-time payment. And this is things that people are just making up themselves, right? They're coming up with they're only going to pay y'all one time. Like, who told you that? Who told you that they're only going to pay us one time, right? Who's coming up with all of this weird stuff? So again, I think we do need to take a note out of their books, and we should be able to get the same benefits that they're getting, especially since, we are mentioned in the 1866 treaty that, again, Dr. Claude Anderson said they've been getting paid off that treaty for years, that we are mentioned in. So again, like I said, they love, because again, right, I know someone who is white and their dad is quote unquote white, and they were getting checks from, reservations in Arizona, right? The whole $5 Indian thing. And, what's up with that? Like, you get what I'm saying? And this is another reason why a lot of white people don't complain about natives getting money. because some of them benefit off them getting money. So again, they're never going to complain about, well, they've been getting enough and they've been getting this and this, that, and the third, because they benefit from that, right? So again, now, if Black people were getting it and other people were benefiting from it, it would be all cool and dandy. But again, the way we're trying to make it to where, it's lineage based, you have to been identifying as Black for so long, and this, that, and the third, people know that they're going to get excluded. And this is where I go to where I'm about to go to our sister Camilla Moore and her issues with the hold on, and her issues with the let me go back to StreamYard now. She had hold on, she had issues with what's that called? Our sister had issues with the California reparations. I don't think it was with the task force, but she was talking about being on the task force because there was like all these communications. I'm about to play her video and let her let her speak for herself. But again, watch when I show you the video, because I'm gonna share it now. We're gonna play it real quick, right?
It's gonna actually be on the committee for multiple reasons. But for one, the meeting that the communication firms held.
Now look, there should be only foundational Black Americans here. There should be only foundational Black Americans. I don't care if it's the communication group. I don't care if it's the reparations task force. I don't care what it is. If it has to deal with our reparations, there should only be our people there. Our people should be the only ones making decisions, the only ones being the spokespeople.
This meeting, even though it was advertised as a meeting that was on behalf of us, and at the meeting, it lasted 15 minutes, so it was not an hour, and the communication firms gave out bad information. I saw it with my own eyes. Someone asked for the website for the task force, and Gwendolyn Young of Young Communications gave out an email instead of a website, and it was the incorrect email, right? So, they did this meeting on their own volition, right? So in terms of reputation, that's them.
I don't know what's going on with the sound. That might just be the video. I don't know what's going on with that video, but there was a part 2. I'll let y'all hear that one. Again, this is a whole bunch of sabotaging.
That's not on us, right? That's them. So, my underlying concern is, I am, and I don't doubt anyone on this task force in terms of our own personal investment to this effort, but, given that I did announce very strongly my concerns about the community engagement, I believe I need to be on this task force. Also, just for the record, I emailed Young Communications and AB Partners directly because the DOJ said that I could do that. And when I did, I asked, do you have any updates around whether you're going to do some promotional graphics for the upcoming hearing? I didn't get a response at all. And then a separate email, I asked, I would love to meet with you all, to hear your ideas. And they sent me an email with some type of strategy, but to be quite honest, it was incoherent. So, again, as chair, I think that I need to be a part of this communications advisory board committee. For one, like I said, I'm personally invested in this. I've made my concerns known already about the communications firms. And I have a particular vision that I would like to work with another advisory board committee to ensure that we, recruit a competent and community-centered communications firm that, doesn't, so I'll leave it there.
See, we have a lot of goofiness going on right now around the little reparations thing. Hold on one second. I wanted to get to my brother real quick because make sure y'all donate to Marcel's campaign again, because this is why we need reparationists in the in office. So because again, even when it comes to the task force, right, they're not a here we go, upcoming hearings. So again, if you're out in California, I don't know how many California listeners see. Again, look at this dude, bro. He shouldn't even be on the task force, right? There should be no immigrants and no, for real, non-Black people just in general, right? Definitely no non-Black people. And then on top of that, there should absolutely not be no immigrants, right? Like this dude actually voted no to lineage based. So again, I really don't like this dude right here. Marcel spoke on them having some of the Asians having different ethnicity. The Japanese had different ethnicities on their panels and stuff like that. But I mean, just me personally, I'm not really cool with that. I wanted to get to this. They had a little reparations. They had a little reparations thing, and oh my God, I can't figure out where it was. I think it was in Ohio, and they had some like armed people out there. And again, I probably with some ops. Marcel's be posting so much. Shout out to him though. I should have just Googled it, but and ML. No, this was the statue. But all right, whatever, family. I'm because I'm not gonna be able to find it on here. But he had I don't know what the hell that was. But anyway, let me get back here. But there was a reparations there was like a little march or whatever, and they was like armed up with guns. Tariq had put it on his page. I actually seen it on Twitter before he had put it on there. But again, family, we just have to watch out for all this this weird stuff, because it was only like a couple people out there. I don't know. I don't even think it was 20 people out there marching, but they was gunned up. They had the camera pointing at. Let me try to see if I can find this real quick. Let me see if I can find it. But they had the camera. Oh shit! Sorry. They had the camera like pointing at the reparations rally. I don't know if it was that one. No, that's not it. Because they was armed up to the T. I ain't gonna hold you. They was gunned down. I can't find it, family. I'm sorry about that. I can't find it. But anyway, we just have to watch. We just have to watch all the ops. And we have to be on top of our situation, because at the end of the day, a lot of people want to sabotage our reparations situation, right? Because again, we're getting a lot of traction. Again, y'all already know that this is the #1 topic in the country. It has been for the last year or two now. And we are going to push the needle. Again, this is why numbers are starting to be, made up and things like that. And this is why we have so much pushback. You got these communication people trying to sabotage shit. You just got regular Black people going on platforms trying to sabotage the whole cash thing, making it seem like it's not a good idea. Meanwhile, they're not saying that it's not a good idea for anybody else. They don't complain about anybody else getting it. Somebody had a video of Umar not too long ago talk about everybody should get reparations. That listen, all black people around the world should get reparations from the same person. And again, that hurts the cause, because when you try to get everybody to get reparations from, you know, all the same people who don't, like, how is that going to happen, right? How is that going to happen? How are we going to pay people in Africa, right? How is the British government going to pay all the black people over here? That would be such a mess. Like, that's why I say some people just be saying things just to be saying things, just to, you know, because it just sounds good, man. And again, this ain't like a diss to him, but because he's not the only one saying it. But like, again, dog, like sometimes we have to think before we start, you know, just going against the grain of what majority of us are wanting and suggesting as a solution for us, right? Because a lot of people feel as though cash reparations is absolute necessity, right? And which it is, right? And again, everything is a start. People want it to be, oh, $2-3 million a piece. No, let's start off with whatever we start off with, and then we can just keep going. Like the natives get it every single month, family. I don't understand how people don't understand. This goes on for years. This goes on for years. So when we like, oh, 223,000 for California, that's not enough. That's not, you can't buy a, like, who cares, dog? It's a start. It's a start. And who says that you have to stay living in California? See, a lot of people like to, you know, just make up anything so that it just sounds like we shouldn't get it, right? If they gave everybody in Alabama or Mississippi, that's like a place where, you know, it's pretty cheap to live, right? They gave everybody 20 grand. You can't really buy a house with 20 grand, right? But shit, that would help a lot of people. And again, like I said, it's a start. We're going to say, yo, we're going to start off with an initial check of 20,000 or whatever. I'm just making up stuff right now, just for, you know, examples, right? Then you're going to say, yo, we're going to start off with that, but then we're going to keep making it. We're going to keep checks coming every month. We're going to, you don't have to pay tax. You're tax exempt now. This, that, and the third. Like, we have to stop, because a lot of us like to say, oh, nah, see, we just need to not be taxed. Like, nah, we need to not be taxed, and we need some cash, and we need business grants, and we need land grants. You feel what I'm saying? I should already be owning the land, and I could use the 20,000 to start up building my crib or whatever the hell. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, because that's another thing too. A lot of people be buying houses, but don't be owning the land that the house is on, right? So we have to, you know, we have to just be on top of our game, man. Again, shout out to, I believe Black Alpha and them is doing something in Savannah. You know, Marcel and them got their little task force reparations, and I don't mean little as in making a diss about it. You know, they got their reparations task force in South Carolina, and we just need to support these people. We need to donate to people. We need to, you know, find out what's going on and try to help as much as we can, whether it's financially, physically, you know, just tweeting things out, sharing their content of what they got going on. Every little bit helps. And don't ever let anybody let you know, or just be like, what are you doing for the community? Because a lot of us, you know, a lot of this, you know, getting things out there to the masses of people who didn't know what was going on and they can help, that was helpful, right? Word of mouth is helpful. So if I'm on here and I'm telling you to go donate to Marcel or go donate to this person or that person or this person, and you see their content, right? And you happen to see it, and then you share it, and then somebody else donates. It don't even got to be me. It don't got to be you. And you shared it to somebody else, and they donated, and they got that brother over the hill for what he was trying to do. Then we did help. We did do something. You feel what I'm saying? People like to negate the small things and just, you know, compliment the people who that are doing the big stuff, right? Again, all of us ain't going to do big things. And that's cool, right? It's cool because a lot of the small things gets the big things done. again, it's just like success. A lot of people see people successful and they don't know the groundwork that the people put in, the little things that the people were doing behind the scenes that was really making them get off the ground. So again, don't let anybody make it seem like you're not doing anything just because you're not out here, feeding the homeless. You're not out here in the hood, giving out turkeys because you can't afford to give out turkeys, bro. It's all type of ways. It's all type of ways to help the community. And again, don't let anybody knock you for that. But again, family, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, that like button. Definitely hit the notification bell. I'm about to get into it real quick. I'm about to do another video in a second, but make sure y'all I'm starving. I don't know if y'all just heard my stomach grab, but I'm starving. All right, get me something to eat. Then I'm gonna make this other video. Make sure y'all follow me on on my YouTube channels and well, y'all we are on YouTube. I mean to say that. My podcast, which is on Anchor, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. It's also on Apple Podcasts now. I just got on there. You can go to my Patreon at Black Star TV 2.0. Make sure y'all hit that Cash App, $ WILLIE 0312. That's WILLIE 0312, and PayPal Blackstar20. So again, family, we up out of here, man. I thank y'all for being with me today. I hope that y'all had a constructive week and y'all have an even more constructive weekend, and have a safe weekend too at that. If you're gonna be going out and doing what you do, y'all be easy, man. I love y'all, man. We out of here.